Welcome to Opportunity Elite Player Development. Today we're going to discuss turning and how we can help players develop their turning skills and why it's so important for us to do so at an early age. When coaching and when developing players, especially in our one-to-one sessions and small group sessions, we feel that at the youngest ages, turning is incredibly important to players. Our main thought when we're playing is to try and make sure that a player is confident and comfortable on the ball. To do so, we've got to make sure that they have plenty of touches, making sure that they're increasing the contact time on the ball and getting as many touches as possible to develop their skills on both feet. This is what we like to describe as the foundation stage. So where we try and think that we've got to build good foundations for the player to develop. So in order to do that, we need to make sure we're practicing drills and turns and skills that will help them have the confidence to turn to their right and to their left side with ease, or rather than favouring one foot every single time that they're turning or even receiving the ball. So something that I think is majorly important is making sure that we focus greatly on the ability to turn in young players. Now, one of the key things that I like to sort of think is that if in a game the player can't find a pass to their teammate, then we keep the ball. Now, it might be in situations that, a player might lose it in the wrong position or mistakes happen because they're trying to keep the ball because they can't find the right pass. But overall, that's going to develop the player more so in the long term. We want to make sure that we can help players become comfortable and confident on the ball. And if we're encouraging them to sort of get rid or to hit it long just because they're under pressure, we're not actually teaching or training them to become better in tight areas in pressurised situations. But to help them do so and help them feel more comfortable in these tight situations and keep hold of the ball when they're under pressure if they can't find the right pass or opportunity to move the ball onto a teammate, then we need to make sure we're developing the technical skills of turning. We can turn quickly to the left, to the right side with quick change of direction, a quick drop of the shoulder. Opponent's going to find it quite tricky to get the ball off of the player. Keep that ball close to their feet and watch them turn and accelerate away from opponents, keeping the ball under control, potentially finding new opportunities to pass or create goal-scoring chances for their teammates. So at these youngest ages, get them turning. Little quick turning drills, turning skills. But initially, practice turning on the inside and the outside of the feet. So inside and outside hooks. Quick little chops to change direction. Add into that quick drag backs, making sure that players are used to and comfortable in using the sole of their foot to move the ball, or maybe little stop turns where they can stop the ball, quickly turn and change direction. The key to it is making sure that the player has a good centre of gravity. They're not leaning too much to the left or to the right, they're getting their balance and their body weight is more central with their knees bent. If they can bend their knees and turn quickly, they are going to get away from opponents with a good burst of pace and a sharp change of direction. Initially, you want to work on those more common turns, the inside and outside hook, the drag back, maybe a stop turn, but we start to develop and put in different skills, so reverse step overs or maybe a step over turn. It's all about changing direction quickly and having different skills and different turns in the player's sort of arsenal, ready for them to go and use in a game. What we don't want is players to become sort of one-minded and think they can only use one skill, one turn to get away from an opponent, and especially feeling only comfortable in using that on one foot. We aim to develop players on both feet, so developing them on both feet, give them a whole range or broad area of exercises or turns to use and encourage them to keep practicing their weaker side. If we look at the moment at some of the best players in the world, or potentially even up-and-coming players, some of them have fantastic turning abilities. I know it's Messi, and Messi's probably the most used example, but he can turn out of trouble very quickly with a quick outside hook, dropping his shoulder and keeping his body weight nice and low. But if you add into that lots of other players, so one at the moment who's fantastic at it is Phil Foden for Manchester City. His ability to turn and change direction is really, really high. He can switch the ball from one foot to the other, drop his shoulder and quickly chop and change direction. Now, if the player then is looking up and sees an opponent coming towards you, a quick change of direction to turn to get out of trouble is crucial. There's some great practices out there that you can use as an individual to make sure that you can improve your turning, or even as a coach. What we want to try and do is maybe start initially with the unopposed element of the skill. So we're practicing the drag backs, the step over turns, the stop turns, the reverse step overs. We practice them in a environment where the player can learn and make mistakes on their own without losing the ball to an opponent. As they feel more comfortable, we start to include them into certain games and opposed practices and situations. But what we want to do is want to practice the technique and get that right. It can be used as a warm-up, as a technical drill, or something just along those lines to help develop the technical ability of it. So we practice the turns, but we can also include a little bit of dribbling with it. So dribbling in and out of the cones as we're doing here. Turning round nice and sharply. Practices such as the figure of 8. If we do this at a younger age, players are really going to be able to turn quicker and get away from their opponent, looking at it as a way to deceive them rather than to necessarily run away from them. If you get your turning right and get players practiced and confident in it, you'll really see creative footballers who like to drop their shoulder, throw the defender off one way and then change direction and run the other. It's all about trying to deceive your opponent, and you can do that through turning drills a huge amount. So the main aspect of it is making sure that we continue to practice turning skills at the young ages. Get them working on both feet, get them dropping their shoulder, focus on a quick change of direction and bend their knees. Once their knees are bent, they can then accelerate away with a little bit of speed. But we've got to get them more touches on the ball, get them used to turning with both feet, and also get them feeling comfortable on the ball in situations where they might need to keep it rather than just kicking it long or kicking it away. Mistakes will be made, but at grassroots level, at youth level, that doesn't matter. It's about developing the player, helping them realise when to keep the ball, when to maybe pass it on, and when to make sure that they don't just hit it away. Can we develop footballers who are confident on the ball, who are comfortable in possession, and players who aren't afraid to turn away from an opponent or take them on when they're in a tight spot? The more that we can do that, the better the technical players will develop, and we'll have some very good footballers on our hands in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. Please feel free to like and subscribe to our videos. We will keep updating you with different training drills that players can do on their own or that you can maybe use within your training sessions. But our main focus is to help players develop and become better on both feet, allow them to become more technical and train on their own. So whether you're a coach helping your players do that, or whether you're a player looking to improve and develop your game, have a look at our videos. Hit the little alarm bell next to the subscription box. Click that and you'll get notified of every single YouTube video that we release, and you'll be able to watch there and then. Thanks again for watching. We hope that's helped you today, and we're looking forward to seeing some more technical players on the ball and developing skill, agility and their turning skills. Thanks again, and we will see you next time.